Happy Friday to you wherever you're catching us from. This is Morning Express. Welcome to the show. My name is Trix Ingado. Today on the show, we shall be having a bit of fun with Celebrity Chat. We'll have Crystal Asege and Brian Aseli will be taking us out through hot topics, as is our Friday favorite segment. But of course, we'll be taking a look at current affairs. And I have Michael with me. What's going to be the main topic this week?
Well, today being Friday, we're going to be looking at what's been happening this week. And it's been a very, very active week, politically speaking, and that of course will come after looking at what's making headlines on the dailies. As usual, we do encourage you to participate, and she is at Trix Ingado. I'm at Michael G. Gitonga. Do let us know what kind of a week you've had, and as mentioned earlier, we've got hot topics and celebrity chat lined up for you, so that'll be coming up later on. So let's interact, let's keep us posted on how your week has been and what you're looking forward over the weekend. But first, we're going to first of all start with the newspaper review.
Right, and remember you can be a part of the discussions that we have here on the show by answering the Twitter poll question. We are asking you, should the government extend the curfew and travel restrictions put in place to curb the spread of coronavirus? Should the government extend the curfew and travel restrictions put in place to curb the spread of coronavirus? How is it affecting you, and why do you feel, if so, it should be extended or rather cut short? Tell us what you think, and we'll be sampling your views as we go through the show. I'm at Trix Ingado, he's at Michael G. Gitonga. The official hashtag is KTN Morning Express. But before all that, we'll take a look at what's making headlines this morning. And David Osiani, political strategist, is joining us in the show to just help me, dissect these dailies and what they are prioritizing. And like Michael said, the political news has been drumming up a lot of attention this week, and still they are sticking to that trend. So if we look at the Standard, welcome to the show, David, by the way. Yeah, so let's look at the papers now. The Standard is leading with Uhuru's superpower alliance. Yes, Keroche heiress fell, but was she pushed? This is an inquiry that is happening, a probe that is happening following that heiress. Her name is Tekra, who suffered trauma, and the autopsy has shown that she did indeed fall. And we have the Daily Nation leading with Raila orders purge in ODM, taking a cue from the President Uhuru Kenyatta's party. Orange Party chief moves to put his house in order in the Senate and National Assembly, with plans to reconstitute committees and lay the ground for smooth implementation of the Building Bridges initiative. It's been a while since we heard that word, the Building Bridges initiative. David, what do you feel about this similar, direction that both parties are taking?
Well, I think you can only pause reggae. You cannot
stop it, yeah.
So it seems reggae is back. It's well, we still have coronavirus to deal with, COVID-19.
I was about to ask you, do you think it's right that, reggae is coming back at this time?
Everything in the world is politics, including church. Okay? And so, inevitably, politics has to keep playing. Politics is not going to stop. It did not stop even while we handled the COVID-19.
Yeah.
We initially asked, should we extend the curfew or lift the curfew? And I actually think we should consider extending the curfew. Reason is, countries that have lifted the curfew or the bans or different frameworks of dealing with COVID-19 reported crazy figures.
Right.
So, and should we go to the extent of saying, okay, let's lift the curfew, then there are measures that will still have to continue being in place. A team from Oxford University has been trying to find out why Kenya particularly has registered, significantly low numbers of death related to coronavirus.
Right.
In fact, on a session, Ask the DG that I saw, the Director General of Health, saying that he does every Wednesday, he said all the cases so far have been related to underlying issues. And so that's besides the point. Now, On to the realignment.
We'll get to the COVID-19
yes,
issues.
on to the realignments.
Yeah.
Politics is what it is. No sitting president wants to be undermined.
Right.
That is a given. And whenever he sees the possibility of being undermined by his team or whoever it is only natural that he would rein in on them to ensure that he puts his house in order.
Right.
I think Uhuru Kenyatta, the president, has decided it's time to go hard at his opponents within the party, within the ranks and file of the party. We have recently seen others have been edged out. Murkomen, when they least thought it was going to happen. And I think it's bound to organize and reorganize even the National Assembly. I don't think that the whips in the Assembly or the majority leader or any person who has a position in the Assembly, courtesy of the party, will want to play monkey games going forward. They have seen. You are not going to be spared, and it just doesn't matter. Right, but
Mr. Osiani, there was a politician who quoted yesterday saying that you should not, talking to Murkomen and the Senator Kihika, that you should not fight systems, but doesn't that, infringe on the democratic space of the country as far as political parties are concerned?
No, I don't think that fighting system must be. Listen, Trix, I suppose that every political party has internal procedures and processes of handling divergence of opinions.
For sure.
It ought to be that way before you come and, air your unclean linen in public. What has happened in Jubilee has been an outright undermining of their party leader. I'm not a member of Jubilee.
Sure.
That outright undermining of their party leader has led to these consequences that we saw. I think the wing B of Jubilee, otherwise known as Tanga Tanga, has had this weird belief that they have numbers and so they can literally run their party leader over. And he decided, no, I'm going to deal with this with a finality.
Yes.
Now, initially, remember that when Wing B led campaigns in Kibera, they said, we have the numbers. And then the numbers came, but there were no numbers. And then what is even shocking and why I find it weird that Wing B would claim that they had numbers in the Senate is that they had stated when Waitito, who was a very key member of that Wing B, was being impeached, that we have numbers in the Senate to save Waitito. And they flopped miserably. The question then is, if you did not have sufficient numbers to save Waitito in the Senate, how was it going to be possible to raise those numbers in order to stop the change of guard in the Senate? It wasn't going to happen. It was impractical. So all the noise going on about, we are being fought because we have called out the leadership. What have you done internally to resolve your divergent views and to enhance democracy within your systems, or to ensure that your perspectives are also given an opportunity or heard?
Okay, and that is the topic that shall be delving deeper into in this week in review later on with Michael. But for now, let's shift gears to another big story that should not